What is up? Back with another Mixer stream. So today was Subscriber Saturday. It was a good time. We played a bunch of games. We got a bunch of games in with a bunch of different people. We had some new subs. We had Pikminicus come in and drop 5 gifted subs, which is pretty awesome. We did some tournaments at the beginning while people were, while the stream was warming up. It was a good time. I am off tomorrow because it's Sunday and it's Mother's Day also, so I got to go hang out with my mom, obviously. But yeah, we'll be back Monday at the same time with more stuff. I'll probably be on Discord and Twitter and sort of thinking of ideas of what to do, obviously starting with Fortnite. I don't think I'm gonna be playing Rocket League. Obviously, I don't think I'm gonna have practice with my team because I think that Leveled's not available on Mondays anymore. I did want to talk about, I had a topic to talk about today, because it's something that I go through a lot, and I mentioned this to Nam. I was DMing him. I have an idea for another video and I'm working through it. I was DMing him about stuff and he messaged me about, Jake RL posted a tweet today, who's the coach of TSM. He's obviously an excellent player and coaches one of the best teams in Europe, if not the world. And he posted a tweet basically saying like, hey, if you are grand champ and you still feel like you need coaching, like DM me, I'll try and help you out. And it got me thinking, like, what do I really need help with? And feel free to lambaste me in the comment section, because all of you watch my stream and you see the mistakes I make on the daily. I think there are 2 main things that hold me back at the moment. First off, and this is the minor one, mechanics. My mechanics are decent, but you could see on days like today, they're still not the most consistent. I still don't look anything like a pro player when I play. I don't feel like I have the full control of my car, and that just comes with free play and grinding and time. So I'm not too worried about that because I know I can do it. The other thing that's more troubling is ladder anxiety is a way to put it. So there's something called imposter syndrome, and for those who don't know, it's a phenomenon in which, let me quote right from Wikipedia. Hold up, let me get this up on the screen here. Imposter syndrome. It's a psychological pattern in which an individual doubts his or her accomplishments and has a persistent internalized fear of being exposed as a fraud. Despite external evidence of their competence, those experiencing this phenomenon remain convinced that they are frauds and do not deserve all that they have achieved. Individuals experiencing imposter syndrome incorrectly attribute their success to luck, or as a result of deceiving others into thinking they are more intelligent than they perceive themselves to be. So basically, how that applies to me is it sort of combines with ladder anxiety to form like a really unpleasant feeling. Ladder anxiety, for those who don't know, is fear of playing in ranked or on a ranked ladder for fear of losing your current rank, which you can do. So when I hit a milestone like 1750, obviously I'm instantly excited and blah, blah, blah. And then I usually take a break for the day because, it kicks in pretty much that quickly. But the grind is usually, it takes a lot out of you. And if it's, you don't pop off and have like a 10-game win streak, then usually it's a bit of a challenge to get there. So, but essentially what happens is, like, you'll notice I haven't played it since I got 1750. I haven't played 2s. The only thing I've been playing is 3s. And that's because pretty much every time I hop on stream, I worry and I get nervous about losing my rank, because my rank is important to me because, I don't have all these tournament wins. I'm not in the pro scene. I'm not a rank X kid in 6-mans or anything like that. I don't really have a lot. So for me, the way that, and because my reputation in the community is important to me as a streamer and as somebody who wants to grow, and I probably put too much emphasis on it a little bit unhealthily. Rank is the only thing that I have that I can use to attribute. So for example, I want to help coach people. I want to do that. So right now I'm offering, like, if you tier 3 sub, you can get 1, maybe 2 coaching sessions a month with me. Still cheaper than most other coaches. But it's a way of growing the channel. It's a way of making money, and it's a way of helping you guys get better at the game. But the thing is with that is, like, so you ask yourself, as a streamer, why would somebody watch me? Or why would somebody think that I have enough clout to coach them? Why would somebody take my advice over, say like somebody who's more prevalent in the community, like Musty or Verge or some of these other guys who coach a lot, or King Ranny if you want to get 1v1 coaching? phenomenal 1v1 player, really swell dude. But so why would you? Why would you? Well, I can say like, oh, I'm a 1700. I'm grand champ in 5 categories. I'm a 1700 MMR player, 1750 MMR player. I'm almost top 100 in ones. I made play-ins. Like I have these things, but it still feels like. So that's ladder anxiety. Is I fear about losing that when I play. I fear that when I go down below 1750, I won't have the same clout, if that makes sense. Which is like, for a new viewer, for somebody just coming in for the first time, it kind of makes sense because they don't have a read on me. They don't know what I'm like. They've never heard me talk. They've never heard me explain the game. But for most of you guys, especially the subscribers who've been here for a while, who have their replays analyzed and stuff like that, and genuinely care about getting better, you guys seem to like what Bear Torv popped into chat today and said that he's been experiencing a lot. He's been trying to practice what I've been preaching to him, and he's experienced some improvement in his rank, and his grind is a little bit better and stuff. So that's really nice, and it's good to hear that, because that makes me happy to hear that I can help people with that, and that you guys are finding your own success in Rocket League. But I fear that, I can't, how am I going to entice a new viewer or a new subscriber who, maybe is subscribing for some other reason. Anyway, so that's where the ladder anxiety comes in. Now, imposter syndrome is like a double whammy on that, where, and I'm not saying I have this or it's like a condition or something. It's just something that I experience from time to time. It's not always there. And usually I can push myself through it. It doesn't compel me. It compels me not to play certain categories or playlists, but I can usually just push through it if I want to. But it comes in and it hits like boom, because I can see how much better pros are than I am. I can see how much better, even people I encounter in solo queue, how much better they are than me, or how much better they're playing at that exact moment. And I mistake that for like a permanent thing, and like, this is how much better they are. I mean, look at the ranked leaderboards. I'm still, 500 points away from being one of the better players in the world. I'm still, 150 points away from being top 100 or whatever. So that sort of, it weighs on you after a while. It weighs on me after a while. I shouldn't generalize. It weighs on me after a while. And it makes it, how do I word this? It just makes it very, it's tense. Like, I feel tense, and I don't like feeling tense. I'm a very relaxed guy. I'm pretty laid back. I react, I emote a lot, but that doesn't mean I'm like uptight or tense all the time. But you guys can see, I mean, I complain about ones making me stressed all the time. And it's something where I don't want to question my own competitiveness, because I mean, look where I've gotten with the competitiveness I have. I've, top 128, by the way, grand champ, multiple categories, including the hardest category, which is obviously snow day. Grand champ in 1v1, which most people don't have. Grand champ for a bunch of seasons straight, 1750 MMR, which is something that a lot of grand champs don't get to. So I have these accolades, and when I think about it, it makes sense. And that having the confidence to be like, yeah, I have something important to say about coaching, and maybe it's off meta, maybe it's not, maybe you shouldn't be back post rotating. And then JKRL makes a vid on why back post is overrated, and everybody's like, oh yeah. You're like, what the fuck? But so a lot of you guys who've been around for a while, especially those who have had their replays analyzed, I have these opinions about the game. And even in stuff like Fortnite, like before the meta was, you would build a ramp rush was 2 ramps side by side, then you put a wall. And now it's more 1 ramp, wall, and floor. And I called that. And I also called, the back post rotation thing in Rocket League. I've called, going in this like fluid motion is predictable and easy to beat, because people understand that like when you're rotating 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 all the time, how do you, like, you're going to be beaten, because either somebody's going to be able to do it better than you, or somebody's going to be able to have the team synergy to pick your passes off and pick your rotations off, because they know exactly where you're going to be all the time. So you have to mix it up a little bit. So I know that I've probably caused my teammates Leveled and Skull some grief with this, because I came into, and I was like, I think about the game differently than most people do. And we've adapted well. I've had to scale that back a little bit, because obviously, like, I can't just randomly hard challenge everything. I mean, I can, but, we don't succeed when that happens. But anyway, so I'm a little off topic here, but essentially it's more about having the confidence to be like, yes, I have something different to say, and I think it's right, and I believe in it, and it's gotten me to where I am. Where instead of focusing on the fact that there are so many people who are better than I am. And I think that's something, it's going to be a struggle for most competitive people and most people who are driving and pushing either the meta or their own life, basically, if they're pushing their own agenda, I guess, is on through life. So yeah, with that said, I think I might try and start doing tip videos. They're probably going to be lo-fi at first, but I think I really do have unique things to say about the metagame in Rocket League and about little tips and tricks. My replay analyses, when I do them, I notice that I think differently than a lot of people. And yes, most of the people I review are not Grand Champ, they're lower rank. So of course I'm going to think differently than them because I play differently. I play a different rank than them. But I think that I need to start compiling these into videos because I think I have a lot to say, and I think that I can help push the Rocket League metagame. And having the confidence to say that and do it would be a good exercise in sort of stamping down imposter syndrome whenever it comes up. If the videos start getting popular and I start getting hated on for my ideas, I can deal with that because like I said, I've said in previous videos, I'm very stubborn. So if I think something's right, I'm going to prove it's right. And I've been able to do that. I've had a lot of success. I'd say the main thing holding me back at this point, like I said, other than ladder anxiety, is just mechanics. I haven't put enough time into my mechanics yet. Even though I've put a ton of time into my goddamn mechanics. For whatever reason, my brain's more tuned to the strategy aspect than my muscles are to the physical aspect of the game. But that can be practiced, just like macro can be practiced, micro can be practiced. So that's the goal. This is a longer one today, isn't it? 12 minutes? I guess I'll cut it off there. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Use Fortnite creator code SparkCity to support the channel at Megalol. If you do want coaching, and you're thinking about subscribing, tier 3 sub, $25 a month, and you get at least one coaching session a month. I can't decide whether I'm going to do 1 or 2, because if I do 2 and I start getting a lot of tiered subs, I don't have a ton of time to do them because I'm streaming so much and I want to be doing other things as well, like videos and stuff. So we'd have to find times that work either before or after my stream, unless people are comfortable with doing it on stream, in which case I'm very happy to do that. I just know that not everybody wants to be coached in public, and I can respect that. So if you guys do want coaching, tier 3 sub. If you want your replays reviewed, that's a tier 1. And I'm more than happy to help with any questions you might have. But anyways, thank you guys for watching this video. It's a bit long-winded. Still figuring out how to do this self-promotion thing. It's a little bit awkward, as you can probably tell. But yeah, we will see you guys on Monday. Take it easy.